What the hell, sis? Why is the kitchen a mess?
Tex asked, throwing in as much gruff masculinity into her voice as she could. She picked up and play-inspected some of the destroyed dishware in and around the sink for emphasis. She made a mental note to call Vic, that moron, later that day to get replacement kitchen items. With any luck, they'd be in the canyon before the year was out. Tex set down the twisted aluminum used to be a mixing bowl and stepped behind Sis to wait for an answer. Sis blubbered for a minute before making phonetic sense of herself.
I just wanted you to smile at me. And
And then the redhead broke into sobs all over again. Something small, dark, and vicious pinched Tex in the pit of her stomach and twisted. Shifting from foot to foot, Tex let herself digest the information.
What?
smile at me. You're always angry with me, and I don't even know why. And then we tried to make some cookies so that you'd stop glaring at me all the time. And I destroyed the kitchen.
One flour-covered hand made a fantastic wave around the room to showcase the destruction. For a brief moment, the waving arm uncovered Sis' swelling, teary eyes, and Tex abruptly turned away, stomped to the fridge, retrieved the chunky monkey from the freezer section, and dropped it unceremoniously onto the table right in front of her weepy teammate. Sis's head shot up, and for a moment at least she forgot about crying to stare at the decorative gallon tub in front of her face. Tex stepped away from the table a second time and returned with 2 mismatched spoons of undetermined origin, though if the bright handle of one was any guess, it was stolen from the red base, and placed one into a slack-jawed Sis's hand and dug the other into the frozen contents of the tub.
I don't know what freezer burn is like after a million years, but damn it, I don't care.
She muttered.
Now stop crying like a fucking baby or I'll kill you with your humongous boobs.
Sis blinked, stray tears rolling down her cheeks unnoticed, and gazing softly as if in wonder at her spoon, scooping some of the ice cream onto it and taking a delicate bite. Tex grunted in approval and continued to viciously kill her share of the frozen treat, which was almost too cold to taste. When the tub was emptied, Tex silently put the cardboard into the trash and the spoons into the soiled sink, pausing there only to feel a light breeze through the broken window.
Now, what's this about wanting me to smile at you?
Not much. It's just that you never do. And when the boys found out, and then I destroyed the kitchen, and I really shouldn't have cried about it. That was just a silly thing to do.
Sis rambled. She said some more about Caboose having been the only one to even like the cookies she'd made so far, Tucker having refused outright to eat one, and Church being more upset about the kitchen than interested.
I'm sorry, sis. Well, actually, no, I'm not. But the fact is that those cookies look like cat vomit, and the likelihood is that the only one that will eat them is the only one who doesn't see that, i.e. Caboose. Those are some funky-ass cookies.
Tex deadpanned. Sis looked up at Tex from her seat, showing off a fantastic amount of cleavage from her eye-splitting yellow spaghetti-strap tank top, then looked down again.
Oh.
Yeah, oh.
Tex repeated. She looked around the kitchen again, bobbed hair swishing against her ears.
You know, it's not that I don't like you,
she said.
It's just that I went away for a while and then you were here when I got back. Like my stupid ex and his moron flunkies had replaced me. It didn't hurt per se, but I was sort of insulted.
I didn't come to take your place.
Sis cried, bolting upright, her spectacular boobs bouncing.
Well, I came to replace somebody, but not you, because you're a freelancer and not really a private. Because I came to replace a private after somebody got promoted because the leader died, and...
Tex hushed Sis with a sharp motion of the hand. Tex leaned onto the table with one hip at the cleanest spot she could find.
I know that's stupid. Now, anyway. But seriously, it doesn't help that you're always hitting on them. That's just not classy and it gets on my nerves. Believe me, sister, none of them are worth it.
Have you seen Lavernius? That guy's hot.
I've seen his package boobs for brains. It wasn't impressive.
Tex held her thumb and index a few spare inches apart.
Like, at all.
Caboose is pretty buff. I'd say he's doable.
Sis defended.
Nothing that needs a roadmap and a GPS to find a vagina is worth it. Especially if once he finds it, he needs an instruction manual and a nanny to make sure he doesn't wander off halfway through.
Tex paused, then continued.
And if you touch church, I'll kill you in the most horrible way I can think up, and I'm pretty creative when it comes to pain.
Sis scooted back in her chair and tucked her chin down, minimally frightened and pouting.
That means I can't hit on any of them.
She whined, sticking out her lower lip. Tex just nodded and looked away towards the door, considering the possibility that Operation Sister's Red-Hot Underwear might go on anyway. A loud scrape pulled her attention back to Sis, who was rising from the chair with a grin that would have looked more in place on Tucker than the younger woman.
I can't hit on them,
she said, slinking on her tiny feet into Tex's personal space and herding her back into the cleaner kitchen walls near the door.
Does that mean I can hit on you?
Tex had to tuck her chin to her chest to look at Sis properly, so close to Tex that their boobs were pressed together firmly. Tex didn't mind so much, as hers were probably less sizable than any of the boys' pectorals, but Sis's practically popped from her top as she leaned into Tex. Tex thought about it, and considered it some more, almost hoping that Sis would get bored and walk away. However, when she didn't, the freelancer bit her lip and turned toward the doorway.
Church, get your fucking lazy dead ass in here and clean the kitchen. Me and Carrie are gonna be busy.
Then, grabbing Sis around the ass and pulling, Tex picked up her squealing teammate and hauled ass to her room. Really, Sis had some fantastic boobs, and she'd have gloating rights over Tucker and Church for everything if she got to them first.
Making my day sunny. Babe, I just want to rock, but my sexual clock keeps on going tick-tock, and I can't make it stop now. Feels like a shot, cause this kid's gonna drop it. It's over the top of the mind, what we got now.